Drop a comment below with your favorite wheel of all time. There was a company in Germany that made wheels for BMW. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but it looks like Harge. Probably not even close to saying it right, but they had a wheel called the Classic or the Classic 2, and I always thought those looked great on BMWs. But I have a pet peeve with OEM wheels. I feel like so many automotive manufacturers just can't get wheels right. It's 2021. The wheel game's still kind of weak. Some get it right, some don't. In particular, I forkin' hate when you get gunmetal or black wheels and it has the silver rim. It drives me insane. I feel like it defeats the purpose of having a blacked out wheel to begin with. I know sometimes you can get that customized, and I'll show you on a Porsche GT3 that I built, and I tried to order until they told me I was going to have to wait until like 2055 to get it, and I told them to screw off. But I feel like Mercedes-Benz is really guilty of this. Porsche has done this for years. I know on Porsche, and the one I'm going to show you, they give you the option to like do a matching body color there. You're spending $100,000, $150,000, $200,000 on a car, and they just can't get the wheels right. And then you're going to say, well, you're spending that much on a car, just go get a set of aftermarket wheels. I get that too. I modify my cars quite a bit. My Z01's got, aftermarket forged wheels on it in that like brushed bronze type of color. Look great. My lifted diesel 2500's got custom wheels on it. The thing is, sometimes I just like OEM reliability. I've been doing custom everything to my cars for 20 years. The aftermarket stuff, not always, but a lot of the times this doesn't have the same reliability as the OEM stuff. And I do appreciate OEM reliability. I also appreciate OEM inventory where if I blow up a wheel, if I get a custom forged wheel done, especially in this market right now, hell, you can't get anything right now. I tried to order bacon. They were sold out of bacon last night. It's hard to get anything right now, but it's probably a little bit easier to get OEM wheel than it is to get a wheel from, who knows, HRE right now. Maybe they got the bandwidth where they can just go machine one out, but I don't want to wait 12 weeks to get a wheel that's custom if I blow something out. I'm in Michigan. It's pothole hell. The likelihood of it happening is pretty large. I had my X5 M50i for less than 1,000 miles, maybe 1,200 miles, I don't know. Blew one of those 21-inch tires out, and it took 8 or 9 days to get that tire. It's I don't want to have my car sit there for a month while I'm waiting for a wheel. So, sometimes I just like to get stuff that's OEM, that looks great, that looks like the kind of wheel that should be on $150,000 or $200,000 car. But this silver ring just, oh my God, maybe it doesn't bug you. It just bugs me. It bugs me about as bad as the stepped lips on the old kind of wheels. Although I got a set of wheels on a classic car that have steps on them, and I think that looks fine. Obviously, I wouldn't want that on these cars, but if you look at, I remember looking at one of these AMGs, GTs, same shit. I think Benz is probably the biggest offender of this. With this, oh my God. Imagine if this thing was just blacked out with the right wheels. With this red, maybe I'm just too picky. When you do the right wheels on a car, it just finishes it off perfect, right? This silver lip outer ring it just ruins it for me. Again, $150 on this car or more, you're probably going to end up getting aftermarket wheels or trying to get Benz to do a custom wheel or painted wheel, or maybe they offer some other stuff. But it's 2021. Get your wheel game right. This is how it should be done. Porsche gives you, this is the car that I built, and I'm going to build it on another episode. Hit subscribe. you'll see the car that I built that I sent off to the Porsche dealer, and I knew it was going to be a while, but the amount of time they told me it was going to take to get one, I'm like, life's too short to wait that long for a Porsche, for a GT3 anyways. Maybe I'll throw my name on the list, and when it comes, it comes. But until then, there's a lot of other cars that I would rather be driving around. But they give you the option. The stock wheels on these things are like silver. They give you an option to do the black paint, and then they give you another option to do which I love this. I always love this look when you have that outer ring matching the body paint. You read online, some people will say, this racer, bro, and I'm like, I don't know. It's each their own. Maybe you find this more offensive than the silver ring. I would much rather have the body paint matching on that outer lip than the silver. So this is how I feel. You should at least give me the option to go all black, or give me the option to do the painted outer ring like that. From an OEM wheel on a car, I think when I spec'd this out and I sent it to the dealer, I was hoping I could just spec a car out and, wire them $10,000 for a deposit, maybe, 12 months or 14 months this thing would show up. And that's not the case. But I sent this thing over. It's like 205,000, actually probably like 203,000. It was right around where it's spec'd out at. And I'm like, this is what it should look like for a $200,000 car. I should not have to compromise on anything. And to spend that much money on a car and to still not love the wheels is not an option to me. So, I don't know if you remember Lexus and Toyota. Their wheels always looked like they were sucked inside the vehicle. The offsets were so bad on Toyota and Lexus. You can just see one going down the road, and it's almost like if you got the right angle, you couldn't even tell the car had wheels on it because they were so far tucked inside the body line. And the offsets on those were always terrible. It's like, man, it's one of those things that I feel automotive manufacturers, they put so much effort in everything else, and then they always forget to really take care of the wheel game. And you look at how big the aftermarket wheel game is, and it's like, people cared about this stuff. We spent a lot of money on exhaust. We spent a lot of money on wheels. Obviously, other performance mods, but, wheels and exhaust are the two real big ones that a lot of people do. So this is what it should look like on a $200,000 car. If you have a pet peeve on wheels, drop a comment below with what make, model. Curious to see your opinions. Feel free to call me crazy. Maybe I'm just being too picky. Maybe this body match. I don't have to have this body matching color. I like it, and this is how I tried to order it. But would I be happy with just black? Sure. I just don't want that. I don't want a black wheel or a gunmetal wheel, a dark gunmetal wheel, with a bright silver outside line. It drives me nuts. It looks sloppy. It looks like the wheels are an afterthought. So, anyways, if you have some wheels you don't like, if you think there's a more offensive automotive manufacturer out there, drop a comment below. I'd be curious to see what you have to say. Hit subscribe. I'll post up. I got a couple DMs asking me to show some of my car builds, or if you were going to buy something, how would you build it? And I got asked about the new Ford King Ranch Tremor. Like, all right, I'm just going to go and record myself building some of the cars I'm looking at, and I'll post them up. So hit subscribe, and I'll show you some of the builds I'm looking at. Until then, I'm going to catch you on the next one.